film Ghost Adventures, it's very raw. It's run and gun. We call it a documentary style. So we're on the move all the time. So, there's no script. There's no planning. There's nothing. Like, it really is what we do is what we're doing, and what we're showing you is what is really happening. There's no manipulation. There's no preset stuff. It's just you go with it. But with a film, I mean, like I said, it's been 2 years prepping and putting this together to make these few days happen. So there is a difference, but at the same time, there still is the technical aspect of it, making sure the cameras look good and the sound's good. Film works nice because you're in one spot, so you can actually take time to really focus on it. The other style of running guns, if you have to do that on the fly, and it's tough, but I love it too, and I love both. It's kind of being out in the field. I love the hurriness and just make it happen. As quickly and as good as you can. And I do that for a while, and I'm like, I want to get on a set where you can actually really fine tune things. And so I love both worlds, and I'm very happy to be involved in both, to be able to have the opportunity to do both.
Exactly. Just two episodes I like to talk about. The one island dolls that really creeped me out. I love dolls.
Me too. But all of us, actually.
Tell me more about the process. First of all, you must be able to access this place. It's not an open.
It's in the middle of nowhere, and it's outside Mexico City. But there's a whole canal system. You have to take a boat. It's about a half-hour boat ride, and it's all through just these canals and these little islands all over, just farms and what do you call it? Huts, basically, and just nothing really out there. You're out in the middle of nowhere. It's just an amazing experience getting through all that. You get to the island, the lockdown night when we got to the island, we literally sat there, I don't know, like probably a good 20, 30 minutes, kind of like, all right, let's go. Just rolling up on it, you feel the energy.
Yeah. First of all, you got there at night, kind of. Yeah. You didn't get there a little bit before dark.
Right.
No,
it was night, yeah.
It was night.
Yeah, we started leaving the dock and it was going down, but loading the gear in the one boat, and then we had to, we're like, all right, we gotta get going, and, it was dark, and just pull up there and just feel that, like they said, we sat there.
The minute you heard that, the noise and everything, and then as you were walking through, maybe 15 feet later, you turn around, and there was that fire.
Yeah, we were right there, we turn around, we start walking, like we're just, we weren't really even full investigation mode at that time. We walk on, just initial kind of walk on, just walk around, feel it out, wait for the rest of the gear. We were still shooting on our regular camera.
Exactly, still had Zach still had his
headlight.
So we were waiting for Billy to show up with all the equipment, and we were just walking around and checking it out. We heard that noise, which drew us over to that, lack of a better word, kitchen area, or whatever you want to call it, with a fire, and there's some pots and pans and things. Nothing over there. We don't know what the noise was, but it sounded like pots and pans being moved and kicked around. Which by itself was like, okay, whatever, And then literally took about 15 steps, turn around, and I was like, oh, I see on my camera this glow. And I'm like, whoa, what was that? And I thought it was just a raging fire. And we were just there 30 seconds ago, maybe, something like that. And what's weird is that then after the fact, I realized, oh, the sound came from there. We turn around and all of a sudden the fire. So I think those two pieces of evidence kind of correlate together, It was a creepy place, and then later with the dog when it starts laughing. We all.
We really tried to debunk it.
We were, we were just hitting all the dogs. We move in front of them, shake them, all kinds of stuff. And it was.
And then you told me that you found the one that made a sound, but there's no way.
Yeah, we think so. There's no, there was a couple of but they're so frail, and like those things are ancient. You can even see like how they're almost rotting. There's no possible way that could just randomly go off on its own. Some force of energy, we believe the spirit energy had to have gone into that doll to actually be able to create those sounds.
And I recognize the doll from Destination Truth with Josh, the doll that opened its eyes, and I could see it like 4 years later, and it's all love and everything. So
Right, yeah.
The dolls are
they're all exposed to the environment out there, so they're all.
And reading that creepy doll that you brought.
Yeah, that Harold doll,
I had a devil take it,
Which actually, if you look online, there's been some weird things happening with Harold since he came back. The guy that owns him actually posted some stuff on YouTube that I just recently saw about, and he actually talks to Harold the doll about his experience on the island of the doll.
Because the only thing that was disappointing a little bit is that when you it should have been a two-parter, like we said
Oh,
before
yeah.
the other podcast.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much
stuff.
time, you know, they're very limited, you know, to be able to get it all in.
Exactly. And you could see thermal something happening on the doll, but I mean, did something happen with the doll when you took it out and you put it in
No, well, the thing was when he first started taking out, that's when the other doll left. So it was almost as if his energy came out and maybe went into the other doll, or the other doll suddenly came to life when it saw the other doll. You know, maybe two spirits, or his spirit went into it. You know, we don't know officially, but
Yeah.
you know, I think probably definitely had something to do with it. And then there was the weird thermal. You know, we just sat on there for a while, and then like all around him starts heating up. You know, it was just like that shouldn't happen. Like, you know,
Exactly.
inanimate objects just don't randomly start heating up. You know, especially
No.
you know, it was cool that night. It was, you know, it was Mexico, but you know, it's near Mexico City, which is really high elevation. So it's not, you know, desert Mexico. So,
And the fact that you brought the man that spoke in Spanish, you recognized it was
yeah,
his friend that
yeah,
passed
we
away.
recognized it, and that was actually a pretty emotional moment too. Like just that experience of that, and you know, you could feel his passion, his emotion. Like he communicated with his friend that passed away. You know, it was beautiful. You know, at the end he hugged us all, and it's like
That was
it was such a
amazing.
nice closure to the evening. You know?
I would say that, that was amazing. And another great investigation that I really love was the Ben I Ghost Hunt that you did last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first times that really saw you investigate, you know, with the
Yeah,
crew.
right.
And you did a few experiments. You know, with
Yeah, we
the-
had the old crank telephone at
That-
first.
that's
As soon as
exactly
we started
what I
doing
was-
that, it just you could feel the energy
Yeah.
being put off. So it was almost like a what do you call it? Like an EM pump. You know,
Yeah.
like the theory of the EM pump that you emit the energy into the environment to help spirits be able to manifest, to use that energy. And I think it worked. I mean, we were cranking. You could feel, you know, the energy. I mean, you know, on the camera, you know, you see so many
Orbs,
anomalies,
yeah,
orbs that
yeah.
flying around. You know, then we had the old tube radio, which is nice. You know, it's a more analog system than digital. And I mean, I'm a personal fan of analog music. I have a vinyl record collection that I listen to all the time. And, you know, so we wanted to try something, you know, old school audio.
That's
It's basically like a
That's my
spirit
favorite,
box,
yeah.
but like an old school version of the spirit
Exactly.
old school.
box. Yeah, and we got some cool voices coming through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minute you started cranking it, I don't remember, there was a woman's voice coming through, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
you know, debunk it now.
Yeah, exactly.
All the debunkers out there, you know, try to
And
debunk it.